Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how we can use NotebookLM so we can clone any YouTube channel and chat with it. For me, I use it for use cases like maybe cloning a bunch of Alex Hormozi videos where he's talking about client acquisition. And then I'll chat with NotebookLM to figure out what would Alex Hormozi do to get clients for his AI agency. It's extremely helpful, it saves you thousands of hours. And because it has such a large context, we can combine tons of videos and chat directly to hundreds of videos. So to do that, we're going to come over here to an app called NotebookLM. Click in here and try NotebookLM. And NotebookLM is going to allow you to do a bunch of stuff. So for example, in here we can import sources. So over here we can put in a YouTube channel, we can put in a website, we can put in a Google Workspace, or we can just paste in some text. And when we put in something like this, let's say I'll put in a YouTube video right here, we can insert this. The NotebookLM is going to be trained on that specific video. So for this one, it was Follow Your Passion by Alex Hormozi. So you can see in here we have the full video.
Chris Rock has a great saying. He says, follow your...
And up here we have the source guide. So this is basically a summary of the source. If we come back out here, I can now ask questions about that. So I can say here, what does Hormozi say about following your passion? It's going to use that source over here, which is a YouTube video, and it's going to respond back to me based on the video. So it says, Alex Hormozi expresses significant skepticism regarding the common advice of follow your passion, asserting that the concept is often misleading. So now what we're going to do is come over here and find any video that Alex Hormozi talks about getting clients. So I'm going to search up here, Alex Hormozi client acquisition. And in here, we're going to copy a few of these videos. So now we can talk to the NotebookLM when I want to start figuring out new ways to get clients, cold emails, etc. So you can see here, we have watches to get your first 5 customers. Let's get the share link for this video, bring it back over and paste it in here as a source. Come down here, select YouTube and paste it in here. Click insert. We can get as many of these as we want. As I said, it has a massive context range. So there's not really a limit to the amount of videos that we can get. I'm going to bring this over. Let's add in 3 or 4 videos. So this is the second one. Now what I can do with this is ask it, say, what might Alex do if he had an AI agency with limited money and wanted good client acquisition, or wanted to sign a client before the end of the year. So it's going to read all of these videos. And as you can see, we get a very detailed list on what Alex Hormozi would do. So it says, given the constraints of an AI agency with limited money and urgency of signing a client before the end of the year, Alex Hormozi would likely employ high leverage, zero cost acquisition strategies, focusing on generating proof and immediate referrals. Here's a plan outlining the likely steps Alex Hormozi would take, prioritizing speed and low monetary cost. Zero cost outreach and acquisition strategy. Since the agency has limited money, the focus would be on a high volume, personalized outreach and offering a compelling incentive. The first step is to generate a comprehensive list of potential contacts. Second step is to pick a platform and execute the volume, so 100 personalized messages every single day. The message must be personalized using something already known about the prospect to initiate contact, which Alex Hormozi calls being a human being. If they reply, the conversation should follow the ACA framework, which is acknowledge, compliment, and ask, to transition the conversation toward their struggles related to the AI service. And as you can see down here, it goes into more detail. Now, what a really good part about this over here is, as you can see over here, we can create an audio overview, which is essentially like a real podcast. And over here, we can create a video overview. So if I click this audio overview and the video overview, as you can see down here, it's generating a video and an audio. There's more stuff we can do, like a mind map. We can also do reports. So we can ask it to create a blog post. We can ask it to create a briefing doc, a study guide, key concepts, explanatory article, marketing playbook. So let's say we want to do a marketing playbook, and let's press generate. It's going to generate all of these things for us. We can also do flashcards, maybe if you're in the education space. We also have a quiz over here. We have a slide deck in which we can create. We also have infographics in which we can create. So I'm going to generate all of these, and we'll come back to this after it has generated all of them. Now, one key thing before we open any of these is, how can you actually use this to get clients? So if I come over here and I create a new playbook, and I'll put in some stuff after a client call. I'll put in their website using the link here. I'll also copy some text in here, and that's going to be the transcript of the call with the client. And what we can do after we put in all of that information is, if I come back out here, you can see I've already created a video for a real estate agent. In one of the videos that it has created for a real estate client of mine, we can jump in here and see what it looks like.
Okay, let's dive into how AI is changing real estate administration for UK and European agents.
So let's start with a crucial piece of research that really underpins everything in modern estate agency work.
Not 10% more, not double, 100 times.
Property. In just 92 seconds, on average, your AI agent, Emily, has already replied with key info. But here's where it gets really clever.
So you can see the general idea. Anything that we talked about on the call, the AI agent was given access to, and we asked it to create a video overview. And this really blew away the client, because in a matter of minutes after the call, I'd put in all of the transcript of the call notes. I'd also put in the client's website, and I'd given NotebookLM a little bit more context on exactly what we were doing for this client. And when I asked it to create a video, it outputted something like this, in which I could directly send over to the client to let them know what was possible for them and how we could use AI to automate their real estate agency. So the limit of what you can do with this is really endless, and that's why I think it's one of the most underrated softwares that Google has came out with in the past while. So in the first one over here, you can see it has outputted the report. If we jump in here, you can see we have a full report on all of them videos that we've uploaded. We have the introduction. We have each section here, point of interaction tactics, seizing key moments, and we have a full report on this, which you could use for a range of different things. Also, we have the Alex Hormozi infographic. So if we jump in here, you can see we should have a full infographic here based on all of the videos uploaded, which you can see here, the Hormozi playbook, get customers fast, foundational growth levers, tactical referral plays. So you can see we have the full infographic on all of them videos uploaded. I have the mind map down here, in which you can see it outputs a very basic mind map. This is probably one of the less useful things that NotebookLM has. I don't really see much use for this. It's really basic. There's not really much use that you would get out of this. I think, in my opinion, there's not much things that I would use this for. But it's there just in case you do need to use it if you want to create a mind map. So you can see here in the audio that it outputs, we can play this right now, and it basically talks like a podcast.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We are really diving deep today into a stack of sources, all laser focused on one single idea.
Maximum business growth.
Exactly. Maximum growth through high leverage customer acquisition. And we're not talking about small incremental improvements here.
No.
Not a 5% bump in conversion. We're looking for the strategies that deliver the biggest possible return for, well, the lowest.
So you can see there for the audio overview, it basically outputs a 15-minute podcast on all of them videos, or whatever source we put in here over on the left hand side. It's going to create a 15-minute podcast for that. You can see also in here there's an interactive mode, and if I go in here, then I can also speak in this podcast. So if we play this now.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We are really diving deep today into a stack of sources, all laser focused on one single idea.
Maximum business growth.
Exactly. Maximum growth through high leverage.
Oh, hey there. How could we help?
Yes, and it was also using Alex Hormozi.
Oh, you are spot on.
Absolutely. Great catch.
Alex Hormozi's concepts are definitely foundational.
So you can see that I was able to jump in, add in some audio, add in whatever I need to add in, and it's going to continue with the podcast as if I'm a member of that podcast. So if we jump over here now, you can see the slides has just finished, and if we jump in here, we can see the full slides. I can press play on this, and we can see the Hormozi Growth Playbook, the levers to unlock exponential customer acquisition. Incremental effort is a trap. The goal is to find high leverage points that produce outsized returns. The foundation of growth is in passion. It's the ability to tolerate hardness. We have the 3 levers of the playbook, which is pillar 1, build your compounding engine, reshape the market with asymmetric bets, and pillar 3 is amplify your message, not your complexity. Over here we have the inaugural math of referrals. We have the tactical deep dive. And you can see we have a very well organized list of slides showing you exactly what was in that full video right there. This is extremely well put together and useful. Just for the situation that I previously showed you with a client where I created a video, you can also create these before the calls and put them together so you can show the client while on the call. Obviously putting in some sources over here, which is their website. We can even add sources over in this section where we use it to search the web, or we can search our Google Drive, and it's going to research that certain topic that you want the source from. So it's extremely useful. And now lastly over here we can see the video that it has outputted for them sources.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down Alex Hormozi's playbook for getting customers. Seriously, we're covering the whole journey, from getting that very first client when you're a complete unknown, all the way to the big picture thinking you need to scale to the moon. So, why listen to this guy? Well, just look at this. Every 6 seconds, one of his companies gets a new lead. That's not some fluffy theory. That is a machine built on insane volume that just flat out works. And that leads to the big question, right? How can you get customers this fast? How can you take these ideas and actually apply them to your business? That is exactly what we are about to find one thing you know about them and start a real conversation. Third, and this is key, is volume. 100 people. Every single. 1, only existing customers can buy them. 2, they have to be given as gifts. This is what makes them true referrals. Instead of thinking, how do I grow 10% this year? Ask yourself this. It forces you to think backwards.
So you can see there just how much value NotebookLM can bring to your business, and it's completely free, so you don't have to put your card in to use this. If you want to start your own AI automation agency, and like we were talking about in this video, get your first few clients and scale to over 100k per month like my agency is running at right now, then click the first link in the description where you can join my free community.